Dude, I can't move my face.
Welcome back to another episode of Figuring It Out. Today we are sitting down with aesthetic studio owner Megan Vernelli. This studio specializes in cosmetic injections and professional skin treatments. And today we are figuring out how at just 17 years old, she began her journey to owning what is now a successful and luxurious med spa. Megan, welcome to the show.
Yeah. Well, Megan, for anyone who doesn't know who you are, I guess, who are you? What do you do? How did you get into this business? And yeah, just introduce yourself and tell the people kind of who you are.
Okay, I'm Megan, so I'm 25 years old. I'll be 26 in November. I'm an RPN. So what an RPN is a registered practical nurse. So I'm sure you heard of RNs. That's like a 4-year program. Mine was a 2-year program. I went to Sioux College and did that. And then, I went and took the injections course. And now I'm a nurse injector and business owner.
Nice. That's awesome. Yeah, and for all the RPNs out there, you're not just an RPN, you're a nurse as well. I know my mom and my sister used to always say that to me for all the RPNs, because I hear a lot of people that say, oh, you're just an RPN, like it's so much different than being an RN. So what is the actual main difference? I'm just curious, between being an RPN and an RN. Is it literally just the course? Like, do you guys do the exact same stuff?
It's honestly really similar. Obviously the pay is different.
Yeah.
So I feel like they're trying to make RPNs have more roles. Because obviously we're cheaper to pay, but that's hospital. So I've obviously never stepped foot in the hospital. Yeah. So I can't really speak on that. I don't actually really know. I did my placement in the hospital, but that was it.
Okay. Well, before we get too off track here with that topic, I guess if we want to bring it back to the very early stages when you were 17, I know you started getting into the lash business when you were 17. So kind of how did it all start for you? Obviously you didn't acquire this building and your staff overnight. So when did it all start? And kind of just walk us through from the early stages.
Well, I was a lash artist, like you mentioned, when I was 17 years old. So I was in high school. Beauty wasn't, or I guess beauty services were always popular, but I feel like it was more popular with celebrities and like people like us. It was like, oh, we don't get that done, right? So I found that I kind of got into it at a really good time because it wasn't like everyone and their neighbors were doing it. And then I got to get good at it before everyone else joined in. But I was 17. I was a lash artist. I worked from my house for many years and then kind of just did it as I was going through nursing just to, pay the bills. And
sorry,
go ahead.
No,
go ahead.
But like being at 17, that's young, right? Like I'm trying to think of
very young.
When I was 17, like was there maybe a specific influencer or something that kind of piqued your interest and what made you kind of go into that? Because I know a lot of the hobbies I picked up was like someone I was watching on YouTube, right? So I'm curious if it was similar for you.
Well, when I was 17, I feel old I'm saying that. Anyway, social media wasn't really big. I used to be honestly embarrassed to post on social media when I started, because I'm like, oh my God, the person who's been doing it for 4 years or 2 years is going to zoom in on all of my pictures and pinpoint what I'm doing wrong. But so there wasn't really an influence. Kind of how I got into it was I went on S2EP. And I got my eyelashes done. I don't know if you guys got that.
For anyone who doesn't know what S2EP is. It's just grade 12.
Did you guys had an S2EP or no?
No, we didn't.
I didn't.
COVID.
We lost the S2EP, but going through high school from 9 to 11, it was like the big thing everyone was preparing for, and then we kind of got screwed over.
So I went on S2EP, and my mom's like, "Well, you should go get your eyelashes done." So I'm like, "Oh, okay." So I went and got them done, and then that was in March, and then in May I went to a Justin Bieber concert in Toronto. My mom was like, "I signed you up for a lash course."
Really?
Like, oh,
wow.
Sure. So then. Yeah, here we are.
So credibility kind of goes to your mom then.
Yeah, she also signed me up for nursing. It was like, you're going to go and you're going to do Botox and fillers. And I'm like, whatever. Sure.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, again, it was before it was really big. So I didn't even know what Botox and fillers were. And I was mortified of needles. So I was like, well, I don't know how that's going to work, but we'll figure it out when we get there. And then fast forward to when I was doing my injections course, I remember we were injecting my first person. Well, I wasn't, and I was like white, and I had to get the juice.
Yeah, you're not. Not
I was like, oh my God, I just wasted 3 years of my life because this is not the job.
It's not gonna work out.
Anyway, obviously I've
figured it
evolved.
out since then.
Yeah.
Figuring it out.
But anyway, I don't really remember the question, but there was no influence.
Yeah. Cool. So then, obviously starting at 17, like you said, no influence, kind of all fell in place through your mom. Did you find then, now that you were kind of young and early into that whole industry, that the transition to like post-secondary or any schooling you did was like natural, or what was that route like?
So I actually, this is kind of funny. My mom signed me up for accounting.
Okay.
At Alcoa University.
Okay.
Oh, your mom was just doing it all.
And I was like, take me out of this. And she was like, no, you need to go to school. And I'm like, Mom, seriously, no, like I can't do accounting. So I got 24% on my midterm. She was like, okay, I'll take you out. Yeah. And then that's when I went into nursing. I had, like I said, no desire to go into nursing. Like if you knew me in high school, you'd be like, no, Megan Vernelli's not going to be a nurse. And then, being young in the industry, like I said, there wasn't really, not that I was aware of, there wasn't really an industry. So I just attracted the younger crowd, really. So, and then like my mom's friends and just people my age and younger. So, and then you kind of, as you get a little bit older, more established, you bring in like all age ranges.
Yeah. And just how long were you doing it out of your mom's basement for? Because I personally remember seeing all the videos and the posts and stuff like that. So I'm just curious, how long were you there? What was the next step out of was it your mom's basement right to this building? Was there another building?
So I started in my mom's office upstairs in my house. Okay. So it was like the corner, she had her desk, and I just had this corner with this bed. I didn't even have a light. I was just like, whatever. And then I'm trying to think. Then I went to the basement, finished schooling, and then I started working. Actually, I went to Mississauga for 3 months and got my medical laser diploma. Okay. So then I came back. I rented on March Street for lash extensions, and I found that is where I really
grew.
I got like, I was established. It was like, okay, she's taking serious renting a room. I mean, I was 19.
You caught the business bug kind of.
Exactly. And I was in a place where there were more lash artists too. So I kind of got their overflow, which is nice because, like I said, I was 19 at the time. So I was still young. And then I moved back home, which thank God, because then COVID ended up happening. So timing worked out. And then after... I did. I went from my mom's basement to here, but I did have a job in between as a cosmetic injector for a plastic surgeon. So that was at a different building. That was like his business. But for my own business, it came from my mom's house to here last August.
Now, as far as that job goes, and this might be too much to ask or bring up, but I'm pretty sure, did you not get fired from that position?
No, I did not get fired. Okay. I'll crush the rumors right now. No, I know that was a couple people asked me, so I'm like, obviously it was floating around, and I understand why. I made that job my entire personality. Like I was like on TikTok being like, I have the best job in the world, and then one Thursday I was just like, no, I'm done, I quit. It was just timing. I just wasn't, it had nothing to do with the job itself. I loved like my coworkers. There was more like outside influences, and I just was showing up to work, like wouldn't do my makeup, wouldn't do my hair, and I was like, shut the door, no one talked to me, miserable, and I was like, oh, this isn't fun anymore. So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna go do it on my own from my house, and it ended up closing 6 months later anyway. So.
Oh, wow. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So it ended up working out, but no, I didn't get fired.
Okay, good.
So my question would be then, how has your vision of business in general, or your business specifically, changed from starting as a lash artist at such a young age to now owning the studio?
Like social media, or just like
anything
business?
in general, where like trajectory, social media, all of that.
You know what? I've never like sat down and like wrote
thought
out a
about
plan.
it?
No, I got the mental plans going. I am like the most impulsive person ever. It is like, I'm feeling it. Boom. Walls are down.
Yeah.
Furniture's ordered. I've got it on the website. Prices, everything. But it's more of like a feel, like when I do something. So I've never like planned on having all the services that I have right now. It kind of just happens. But obviously,
like impulse.
I'm very impulsive, but so it's worked out. So
that's
so
good.
far anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, you make mistakes too, but you learn from them. That's kind of how you evolve. Like actually 2 years ago today, I was doing my second brow microblading course. So I wasted that was a $5,000 mistake because I just didn't like it. So I tried to like it because I was like, we need more makeup art, like permanent makeup artists in the Sioux. And I really tried to like it. And I was like, no, mortified. No, I couldn't.
Like you said, you definitely have to make mistakes and fail in order to learn. So it is what it is. But bringing up the microblading and stuff like that, I'm just curious, what actual services sort of do you offer? I guess more so, what are the most popular services? And then we were looking, I'm curious as to like what the vampire facial is. Like, I'm just curious, what is this stuff? Because I personally have no idea.
I did my scroll right through like all the pages and whatever, and I was like, what is that?
Yeah. So funny enough, the most popular service is neuromodulators. So that would be like Botox, Xeomin, Jeuveau, Dysport, Nuceiva, that sort of thing. And I don't actually promote it at all. I've never promoted neuromodulator injections. That's like the ones for the wrinkles. Yeah. So I've never promoted it. Like we talk about it, whatever. Yeah. But yeah, it's by far the most popular one every time. And then for skin treatments would be microneedling. And that is where the vampire facial comes in.
Okay, yeah. So what is that? Like,
we draw your blood. That's why it's the vampire facial. And then we spin it. So it's an all natural service. We take your plasma because your plasma is super like rich in like growth factors, and it helps like stimulate collagen and hydrate the skin. Yeah. And then we just use it on the skin and we microneedle it in. But you can also inject your plasma too. But yeah, most people aren't fond of the blood drawing part, so that's what kind of scares them away from it. But you get like amazing results. Like if you're to like go the extra mile, do the vampire facial over just regular microneedling.
I'm curious because a lot of stuff I see is obviously like females here getting stuff done. Like, do you guys do male clients? Do you do like do all the services apply for both genders?
Oh yeah, like skincare has no gender.
No boundaries. No boundaries.
Exactly. There's no boundaries.
I'm just curious because
we do a lot of men treatments actually. They love the Oxygeneo facial. I have my boyfriend in here getting the PRP in his hair because
it's
going bald.
That's
the helmet has some side effects.
Exactly.
So
we do a lot of men facials, skincare guidance, and the hair restoration. Or if anyone goes and gets like a hair transplant, PRP is a really good way to upkeep those services. Not services, I guess procedure.
Yeah. What would you say, like, if you could give like us like 3 tips or a tip as far as like a main thing to keep your skin healthier, to make it look better, what would it be? Like, you can just a simple thing you could like do at home.
Yeah, wash your face, I guess.
Okay, I guess that would be like the number one thing. What else would it be besides that though? Like, just wash your face.
Sunscreen. Like, if you can't afford, if you can't afford anything else, buy sunscreen. Like, if you're gonna make any investment in anything, make sure you're wearing sunscreen, washing your face.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we've heard that one too many times, so I guess we gotta take the sunscreen tip.
I guess the sunscreen thing is serious. So.
No, it is. It ages you, and it's not. You don't see it right at the beginning. It's like years down the road. Yeah. Men are different too, right? Like girls have a lot of hormones, so your acne is much easier to treat and get rid of. That's most men's issues. It's like acne, pigment, stuff like that. Where girls, hormones play into it. So we have little.
Makes sense. And how do you ensure, like, when you have clients here and whatnot, obviously a big part of being a service-based business is treating the clients well. So I'm just curious, like, do you do anything for your clients as far as, I saw some posts about you doing drinks and stuff like that. I'm just curious more about, that aspect of the business.
Yeah, I'm like, pretty much like a Starbucks here. Seriously. So my thing was like, it needs to be comfortable. Like people are uncomfortable coming and getting these things done anyway. They're nervous, they're intimidated, they're like insecure. These are insecurities in a sense that people are pointing out to me or my staff, or you know what I mean? So we try and like really sell the experience online and not so much, I mean, before and afters are super important, but like it's like the experience. So like the drink thing, like it's something people love it. Like they lose their marbles over it. So like we have fun with it too, because like we do the s'more latte, the pumpkin spice latte. Like I switch it up. We have like the watermelon refresher right now, iced chai tea latte. Like in the summer you do the ice drinks. In the fall, winter you get to do like the fun teas and the hot drinks. So that's good. Another thing was like when I was creating like the atmosphere and like welcoming aspect. I remember I went to an event somewhere before, and it was like you sign up for it, and this was years and years and years ago. And I remember walking in, it was me and my mom, and it was like the most horrific, like, you know, when you're like so uncomfortable that you're like
no,
I know, I was like, is it weird if we just walk out and leave? Like, it was so unwelcoming, and it was like I felt like they're standing there talking about you, so I was like, that sticks with me. That was like, oh my god, that had to be like 6-7 years ago, and I was like, if I would never, like, this is like so important. So like the welcoming, I think, like, once you're through the door, that's half the battle. So
no, that is very true. Definitely people are not coming in here feeling uncomfortable, and you're pointing out insecurities, especially girls and stuff like that. So it is great that you do stuff like that.
So the drinks are
we might have to try some of those out.
Exactly.
We'll
they're pretty good.
Have to,
they're pretty good if you do say so myself.
Test a drink out. Honestly, the next thing I want to say is just basically 2 compliments. First is we were just talking about, you know, having a good experience as a client here, and it is comfortable. Like this room is comfortable. Like carpet, chairs, decorations.
Yeah, we were shocked when we came to the office. It was way bigger.
It's beautiful.
No, it's actually like everyone says it. And it's like, as the owner, I'm like, I can pick out everything. I'm like, do people come in here and look at the holes in my wall? Because I'm like a DIY person.
100%.
But no, I feel like when you walk in, the size is very deceiving. Like, and the outside. I mean, it is downtown. So there's only so much we can do.
The next thing I want to compliment, just taking it back to when you said, you know, you didn't really grow up on social media with that influence. It wasn't like kind of that whole era wasn't there yet. I'd have to say you would never know looking at your guys' page because you do such a good job with like the theme, how you guys come across. Like there's definitely a brand, and like you can feel it. It comes to your content, as well as just like the fun TikTok reels you guys do, like the voiceovers. Like it feels authentic. Like I want to get your opinion when it comes to like making social media content and doing all that stuff. Do you try to follow as many trends as possible, or do you like just keep it authentic and you know?
Or how authentic can you keep it? Because obviously there's like the business aspect behind it too. So I'm just curious, a little bit of thought process.
I mean, for me, what you see is what you get. I think like my personality is my business, and it's been like that for years. I spend a lot of time on social media. People ask me all the time, and I mean, my social media didn't always look like this, right? Like this is like years and years. I didn't just open this business a year ago. This is like years. I've changed the way my Instagram looks tons of times until I found something that I really liked, and I wanted it to match my office. I wanted it to match like, you know, the colors that we wear in the office. I wanted it to match like the website so that it's very recognizable. I think being recognized is like super key. So I wanted it to all blend so that clients, as soon as they see it, they're like, oh, that's Megan, that's the aesthetic studio. That's their content. Social media is free. So if you don't capitalize on that, then honestly, what are you doing? Like I mean, there's a reason why I'm successful in a sense, because I am on social media. I swear 24/7. Like the second I wake up, I see something I like, send. I'm recreating this. I don't try and stay on trends. Trending audios, I don't really know. I don't really care. But if we find like a funny, like you said, a funny one, I'm like, oh my god,
save it. We'll do that later.
Yeah, let's do it. But no, I don't think. And you know what? If being funny and making funny reels is your niche and that's your brand, then do it, right? But constantly changing up what your feed looks like, and you know, it's all over the place. It is intimidating. I always tell people, I'm like, your Instagram could be like killer, and you know, you might not be good at your job, but you probably get a booking over someone that's just like disaster.
It's true.
So I don't know if the aesthetically pleasing aspect does play a role in client bookings.
I think it done. Like I'm
definitely.
Like I'm a videographer editor, so I've seen my fair share of like business pages, social media pages. So no, keep it up. Keep it up.
But no, it's free. So I think people should definitely capitalize on it, making a schedule and like sticking with that. That was important too. I really only took social media like pretty seriously in February. I was like, no, I need to up my
it's
game
hard
here.
to stay consistent for sure. That's the hardest and most important part. But I'm just curious now, what is your favorite part about all this in general, owning a med spa? Is it the social media aspect? Is it the client aspect? Is it having a team? Is it the money? And then what is your role kind of now day to day? Do you just do everything? Do you wear all the hats? I'm just kind of curious about that stuff.
So I'm trying to think. First of all, being a business owner, you're not a millionaire. So I'm going to put that out there. So it's definitely not the money. I know it looks like, I find so many people are like, and it's the same in every industry, beauty industry, hairdressers, podcasts, everything. Like people are always, I feel like there's new people popping up every single day. It's almost like being a business owner is a meme at this point because so everyone's doing it, which is great. Like everyone should do their own thing, do what makes them happy. But by no means is being a business owner easy, because this is not easy. I put in,
sure.
I know I joke around and say, oh, I work 4 hours a week.
Yeah.
That's maybe how long I'm seeing clients for.
Yeah.
But I'm like 24/7. Like I wake up,
24/7.
work. You know, I'm thinking about what's
There's
my
messages,
next post.
there's emails.
Yeah,
there's
exactly.
people contacting. It's
Yeah.
never ending. You're on the clock all the time.
Exactly.
So even when you're on vacation or away, you're still.
Oh no vacation. No,
Yeah.
there's no need.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I have someone helping me with the videos.
Yeah.
Alexa helps me with those. And then, you know, I create the captions. I try and help my staff with their Instagrams too.
Yeah.
That way it all kind of flows. Cause I find it's intimidating, right? You're
For
like,
sure.
what if I say something stupid? And
Yeah.
so I was intimidated too. Like I said, I was so scared to post things because I'm like,
Yeah.
well, Mary down the street's going to be zooming right in and being like, oh my God, look at that eyelash.
Yeah.
But you have to just put yourself out there, and confidence is key. So yeah, I do all the social media. I do all the emails, phone
Nice.
calls. Like we don't have a receptionist. Like I would
Yeah.
love to one day, of course.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I like to do it all. And
Yeah.
then I edit the website all the time too.
Okay.
I make all the little graphics on social
Nice.
media. I do the injections mostly.
Yeah.
And then I just run the place, you know, like
Yeah.
I'm telling
Just-
people, like clean the
yeah,
bathroom,
exactly.
clean
Yeah.
floors,
Wearing
you
kind of
know?
every hat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, I'm making the drinks, like,
Mhm.
and then I just my ideas all the time, right?
Yeah,
now.
yeah,
I'm just like,
makes
hey, we're
sense.
switching this up, but I do
Yeah.
change my mind a lot.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, the day and day, you know, the laundry, and we're all kind of just figuring out our roles because
For sure.
we're all a little bit new.
No, makes sense. And what would you say your favorite part about it just is in general? Like, is it the serving the clients? Is it having the team and sort of supporting others? I know it can be a burden to probably have, like, you know, legit employees that are probably, some of them reying on you because you're paying them. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Is it that part? Is it providing for others and just building together, having the team? I guess, yeah, I'm just curious what your favorite part is.
I mean, I have a lot of favorite parts. I like having a team. Like when I left my old job and I went back to working alone, that's when I was like, I'm like, oh, like I loved that part of
Yeah.
it. It's being a part of something.
Yeah.
And being a part of something successful and new and growing is super fun too.
Yeah.
I think I like watching like the girls kind of like build their own clientele,
Yeah.
build confidence, and watch them kind of grow.
Yeah. So just the culture in general that you
Yeah.
built is
I mean, I
fun.
love the clients too. Like
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
seeing my
Yeah.
clients. That's just a
Yeah.
given.
Yeah.
But no, I think I like being a part of a team is like probably the best part.
Yeah.
Makes
And you
sense.
have some new additions to the team, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Recently?
I guess, yeah, talk about the team in general.
Yeah. No, I have. It started out with me and Hannah. So she's the medical esthetician.
Yeah.
She's been with me for a full year. Like August 1st will be the first year we've been here.
Okay, nice.
And since then we've added Stasia and Jana. So they're both the
Nice.
newest. Stasia came in April. She's the
Okay.
permanent makeup artist. So she does like the lashes, the brows, she
Okay.
does the little mini
Yeah,
tattoos.
yeah.
Yep.
And then Jana just started 2 weeks ago. And
Nice.
she's doing the nails and facials and stuff too, skin
Okay.
treatments. Just
That's awesome.
yeah, so we're just
Yeah.
growing,
Yeah.
flourishing. And everyone has their own thing. Like my thing was I didn't like when Hannah and I were doing it, we were doing all the things, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're doing
So
it all.
I didn't want to spread myself too thin. 'Cause
No.
it's like
Yeah.
when you start seeing, it's like, oh, they're offering this,
Yeah.
this, and they only have 2 service providers.
Yeah.
It's like, so what do you specialize in?
Yeah.
Like, what are
Yeah.
you best at? So it's like everyone has
Has
their
their-
own thing, and
Yeah.
like I like that's super
Yeah.
awesome
No, it's
too.
awesome.
It's probably nice now having extra set of hands now. It's just more volume, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's more people coming
Mm-hmm.
through, and there's just more people just to kind of come in, and then
Mm-hmm.
it's like, oh, maybe I will. The farther along you get down the hallway,
Yeah.
the bigger the treatments
Yeah.
get.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I guess now that you're pretty well established and you have the studio and you have employees, what would be, if you could go back and give yourself one piece of advice to your younger self before all of this kind of unfolded, what would it be? What would you say?
I don't know. I guess just don't worry about what people think. Like,
Yeah.
obviously, the hardest part is putting yourself out there.
Yeah.
And there are going to be people that are going to make fun of you. But at the end of the day, the things you're posting or the way you're putting yourself out there it's for your clients, not for your
Yeah.
friends and family. So they're going to make fun of you then.
No, makes sense.
Block
Yeah, we've
off.
heard that a lot. So
Yeah.
people, I'm sure, have heard that a lot. So just
Mm-hmm.
put yourself out there. Who cares? It's gonna. People
Oh,
are
yeah, they're
care
gonna
for
laugh
about
about
10
something
minutes.
else. Yeah,
I,
they'll
want,
laugh.
I was gonna give I have like an analogy for that, but I'll probably cut it. I probably won't say it. Maybe I'll just say it after
Yeah.
we're done rolling.
Yeah, but
But-
no, yeah, I completely agree. Just putting
Mm-hmm.
yourself out there is the hardest part. That's what everyone complains about. That's what everyone's most scared about. But at the end of the day, every single person who runs their own business does the exact same thing.
You have to start somewhere.
Exactly.
Right? And like I said, you learn through making mistakes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if you don't make the mistakes,
then
then how are you going to learn?
People are looking up to you too as well, because obviously your socials and your videos look, so nice. But the biggest thing also is that done is better than perfect, which I've said before. Like, you're always going to look back at your old stuff and think, oh my God, that was terrible. Because you're always supposed to be improving. That's the whole point.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, definitely just post, I guess.
Yeah, like I could look back at my first lash set, and it took me 3 hours, and I'm like, oh my, I thought it looked great.
Yeah.
Like I got the boomerang going, Madison's like opening and closing.
At the time,
we have like this blanket. We're holding
Yeah.
up her like blanket behind her. We're like, we gotta get the backdrop.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and at the time you thought that was
never did
awesome.
that.
It looked great. But then a year later you look back and you're like, oh
was
my
I
God, I
doing?
can't believe I
terrible.
posted that. So it's just a never ending cycle of improving, which is awesome. But no, that's great.
And we always talk about the time capsule aspect of it, having something to look back on.
Oh yeah.
it is
exactly.
nice
That's
to look
cool.
back and be
Yeah.
like, wow, that was funny.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
I did things a year ago that I would never do now, and so
Oh yeah.
And even being able to look back, like you've been doing this for a while, at all the old content, be like, oh, this is crazy. Like how far I've come with certain content and just being in the basement. Stuff is awesome.
yeah. So now TikTok reminds you what you posted a year ago, and I'm like,
Yeah, it gives you the flashback.
Yeah, I'm like, good thing I was doing that when I was not working for myself.
Kind of closing thoughts here. Like, what's the future plans for maybe yourself or the studio? Anything coming up?
Like I said, I'm just like day by day. Like I obviously would like to anything like whenever opportunity presents itself, if it's like a good fit, like let's do it. But we do have ever since getting into this, like I was never really into skin things, and I see a lot of people struggle with acne. So I was like, you know what, I want to like get deeper. I want to go into like the gut health and do that. So we are creating an acne program, like an acne boot camp, because I think it'll help. I don't know if the Sioux offers something like that. I personally never heard of it. So
But
I don't want to say that because I've said that before, and then I get absolutely shit on. And they're like, I've been doing it for 4 years.
We think it's not a thing.
Yes.
It's not confirmed yet.
Yes, exactly. But so we're going to do like an acne program because we have skin members now.
Yeah.
But I want to like kind of help with the acne on like a deeper level, because acne is from within. The skin is just a window for what's going on inside.
Yeah.
Well, I guess where can people find you on socials? Where is this beautiful building? Where can they come in? Where can they book? And
So we're downtown, so St. Marie. It's a little hard to find us. We are in the back of Main Street Cafe.
Nice.
So the Brock and Albert parking lot, and we're 626 Queen Street East, and then all of our social like handles, website is theaestheticstudio.ca, or they can just text my
Yeah,
phone.
I'll be sure to link everything below so you can find Megan, you can find the studio, and if you obviously have a booking link. So
we have online booking.
I'll put that
too.
in the bio as well, and definitely come check out Megan in the studio and everything. Come check out what they got going on.
Yeah.
I'm
Right.
excited just talking about it. I think we need to actually go get in the studio and go check out some of the things you got
we
going
need
on.
the grand tour.
The grand tour.
We've
for
never
sure.
done one. We haven't actually
This
posted
is-
I
it.
never
this
knew
is
what
it.
it looked like. Yeah, this
Yeah.
is the grand tour.
Wow.
It's on the to-do list.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's just on
Another
the to-do
thing.
list.
It's just
It's
another
another
thing on
thing
the
to
list.
go and film. But that would be the first, grand tour through the studio. So,
Awesome.
yeah, we'll do that.
Well, thank you very much, Megan. We appreciate your time. And like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next episode. Peace.